Hey, Matt's Garage here, and if you've got a stinky car, you might want to watch this video. I've got some good tips for you that might just help you out. What do you think, Reese? Is this a stinky car you're gonna get out? It's so stinky you're not even gonna stay in there and eat your treat. Holy, it must be really stinky. Holy, it's so stinky. So when you're dealing with a stinky car, the first thing you gotta do is identify the source of the odor. In this car's case, it's kind of an all over thing. The car's just got unidentified organic matter all over the interior of it. And it just reeks in here. It's terrible. So in this car's case, I'd write off the seats and all this other stuff. Any of the hard plastic can be scrubbed up, but really the rest of it's too far gone at this point. It's worked into the foam in the seats and stuff, and you're never going to get that smell out. So the best bet is to go to the auto wreckers and find some used seats and carpet that are in good shape, clean them up and put them in, and that would be my course of action for this car. Well, I had all that interior pulled out of it. I'd let everything air out really good. Air's your best friend when you've got a bad smell. And actually professionals who deal with odors will often use what's called an ozone generator. And what it does is create an oxygen-rich environment which breaks down the odors very rapidly. It's not very good to use that in cars because it can actually break down some of the rubber components in the car to that. So you want to avoid that process, but what you can do that is safe is just leave your windows down on a hot sunny day, or if you have a garage, you can park it in, leave the windows down for a week even, and very slowly the odors will creep away and air out just from the oxygen in there. And so you notice this car's been smoked in as well, and although it doesn't really smell like cigarette smoke, or if it does, it's kind of overshadowed by the other odors in here. That is probably the most common odor that you'll encounter in a car is smoke, and it's also the hardest odor to kill because the deal is smoke particles are the smallest particles of any odor because they're heated, they're formed with heat, so they form really small particles that penetrate deep into fabrics and stuff, and it's almost impossible to just like clean them out with like a physical process. So the best thing there is oxygen, again, airing it out and letting the oxygen break down the smoke, and that will happen over time, but with smoke that can take almost forever. So the best thing to actually do to get rid of it in an expedited manner, or at least get rid of it to your nose, is scented candles. Find a candle scent that you enjoy and put it somewhere like on the center console. I really like these jars because they're quite safe, and you can just put it on like the console as long as it hasn't burned right down, and it would be hot on the bottom then. But this one's almost right up, so that's fine. You can leave that run in there for a full day or whatever, and the odor of the candle would get into all the same tight areas that the smoke particles did because they're similar sized particles. So the odor from the candle will effectively replace the smoke odor in the car, and you'll smell that pleasant smell of the candle instead of the smoke. There's still good reason to clean, even if the car looks clean. If it's been smoked in, you will get a bit out by physical cleaning, so it's a good idea to either shampoo it at home or bring it to a professional and have it all detailed up. That will cut the smell down, but burning a candle in here, like I say, that'll be a really good replacement for it. Another little trick you could do is you could put some kind of deodorizer under the seat, because when people sit down, there's a puff of air that comes up, and often that's when they'll smell the odor. They just gog into the car and it's freshest then. So especially if you're conscious about that odor in your car with passengers and stuff, you could put a passive air freshener of some sort under the passenger seat, and that way when they sat down, that puff of air would smell like the deodorizer rather than the smell in your car. Smells are generally bacteria based, and bacteria thrives on moisture, so any way that you can kill moisture in your car, like not tracking in mud. You can see this car's all wet inside. Hasn't been driven for like a month and it's still got wet mud down here under the mat. It's all soaked on the bottom side of the mat, so all that stuff is just festering and building up and growing more bacteria in there, and the smell's only going to get worse. So pull all your mats out, everything like that, and allow your carpets and stuff to completely dry out. That right there will kill a lot of the smell. Odors do generally die over a period of time, so you know, if you can get your interior smelling 90% improved, as in 90% of the odors gone, that other 10% will likely disappear on its own if you just keep the interior clean and dry from that point forward. It may just linger in some areas that you can't quite reach and can't quite clean, but if you get the bulk of what's causing the odor out of the car, and you eliminate any sources of moisture within the car, then eventually there will be nothing to support that additional bacteria, and it will just die out and the odor will go away on its own. One other thing you should check, I know for a fact that this car doesn't have one, but a lot of newer cars do have cabin air filters, and I've seen some pretty nasty ones. It's a big problem that they get forgotten about and people don't change them. Now, they're normally just behind the glove box there. I actually have a video that I'll link up in the description of me changing one in a 2005 Toyota Avalon. Most cars that have one, it's either behind the glove box or it's going to be under the hood on the right side of the engine bay somewhere, like just at the base of the windshield. So you could probably find out in your owner's manual if your car has one, and that's another thing that you'd want to change pretty often. I'd say every 6 months to a year, depending on your climate and how much you drive and all that. But if you get a lot of like leaves built up in there, which you can in pollens and stuff, and that stuff starts to fester in there, I've seen it where it can literally grow mold in those filters. So be really careful of that, and always remember that you have one there. And don't assume that just because you've been taking it to the dealer that they've been checking that, because actually the Toyota that I changed it on was disgusting, and it was a car that we had recently bought from a dealer. Thanks for watching Matt's Garage. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more, and have yourself a great day. We're going to be getting some aerial footage of the interior of this stinky car for you.